Great rising. Good morning. Good afternoon. Good evening, wherever you are. I tell you, I had I've been working on this video all morning, and this was the longest takes I had to do. There were so many things that are happening with this video that I was going to do. Um, the sound, I couldn't get the sound, so now I have headphones, so hopefully the sound will come through. Then I had to retake it because the train came by, and then my camera stand kept falling down. I don't know if I have it up right or not. And this is an old tablet, so maybe I need a tablet. But I listened to Spirit. What I was going to talk about, it wasn't supposed to be said right now. So I'm changing my initial subject that I was going to talk about. But because of this, if you if at first you don't succeed, try and try again. Sometimes that means reinventing, changing the subject, changing the course of action. But before I begin, September 5th is the deadline to have in your entries for the gemstone jewelry created by Wired Up and Stoned Out. September 5th, 3 p.m. is the deadline for the entries. A $5 entry will get you, the winner will receive $50 in Wired Up and Stoned Out jewelry. A $10 entry will receive $100 in Wired Up and Stoned Out jewelry. I don't have my rings on today, all of my rings. Well, anyway, this has been a long morning because I've been out here trying to do this video since 9 o'clock this morning, and it's almost 12 o'clock where I am, Easter time. So, without further ado, thank you for your generous donations and support. I'm on Trazana Staples is on all social media outlets, at least the major ones. I just now got onto TikTok, but I have to get my grandsons over to help me because I did one. It was so funny. But anyway, the information about the raffle will be on the video, on the website. Um, Thank you, everybody who has already submitted their entries. Thank you, everyone who have always supported um, Trazana A Staples Alternative Stroke Recovery Fund from the beginning. Whether you see the vision or not, the purpose of this fund is to ultimately help stroke survivors and our caregivers with education and resources. When I had my stroke, October 3rd, 2017, and when I came out of the hospital 45 days later, we had no idea. I didn't. My children didn't. Had no idea what to do, what the resources were. We called the insurance companies, called back to the hospital. Outside of me being discharged, they didn't tell us anything to help me. And I started learning as I went along. And mind you, my aphasia was very severe, so I wasn't talking the way I am now. My brain had to heal. Um, And it was difficult because I didn't have a traditional caregiver, but we learned step by step. I learned step by step. So I want to help other stroke survivors who, especially if those have been in my position. And so I want to give as many resources and education tips or whatever I can. And what has helped me was alternative stroke recovery. I believe that modern medicine and holistic medicines or healing traditions, therapies can coexist, but it all depends on the person. And this is just another option that I give. And so anytime I talk about something, it's because I've already experienced it or am experiencing it. And whew, taking a deep breath because this has been a long morning. I didn't think this would ever. I guess Spirit didn't want me to talk about what I was going to talk about. I was going to talk about, I guess I wasn't supposed to. I can't even say it. So I'm changing my course of action of this video. So if and will when you don't succeed, and if you try and try again, change it around, do another course of action. Sometimes stroke survivors, Phoenix Rising stroke survivors, we want to do something, and in our minds, we know that we can do it. But whether, your speech or your physical abilities prohibits you from doing so. And so you have to learn and listen to your body. Don't push it. Don't push it. And I'm only saying this because when I had my stroke, I just knew I was going to walk out of the hospital. And I definitely got discouraged. I got into a deep depression because literally everything around me deteriorated, regardless of what the synopsis of my stroke was. And uh, if you everyone who's ever seen my videos knows I have aphasia. My aphasia has definitely improved in time. It wasn't always this clear, but I had to keep on trying and not give up, even with exercises. Sometimes I don't even feel like getting up in the morning, but you try and try and try again every day. And even if it doesn't work, even in the details of your thoughts don't work out, find another route. Sometimes we can push something to happen and never happens. Like the video I was trying to do today. Everything was happening. I couldn't hear the sound and the, I have a cheap, I do production. I don't have anybody for production, and I don't have professional equipment. And the tablet I'm doing the videos on is like 10 years old. So maybe I need to put that on my wish list. But that's another story. But stroke survivors, every stroke is different. Every recovery is different. And I know if you're on Instagram, Facebook, we're seeing people um, doing some fabulous things who have had strokes. And you're looking like, oh, I can't do that. Or why can't I do that? Or why can't I talk like this? Or whatever. Sometimes the camera is deceiving. But sometimes you got to look at it. No, it's not about you. It's the fact that they have, you know, overcome. They are showing what you can do after a stroke. This stroke is not an end all. And sometimes the stroke is a detour to get you to another way of living. So if you have had a stroke and you haven't had a mindset change, I don't know what you were thinking or what you were doing before your stroke. For me, I thought I was fabulous. But now I can look back and see I was probably a little bit arrogant, not arrogant in a nasty sense, but I was arrogant to the point like nothing catastrophic will ever happen to me because I treat everybody right. I take care of everybody in a way that's arrogance. Because what if? And the stroke was the what if. My stroke made me be more patient, and I didn't want to. I wasn't patient in the beginning. It made throughout my stroke healing, I became patient. I became more understanding, and I'm able to see now more clearer. I'm able to discern now what I wasn't able to discern before. So sometimes as you're recovering from a stroke, you continue to try every morning, every day. Try with something that you want to do that you can't do. Try and try again. And if it doesn't work, reinvent or reroute what you're doing so you can get to the finish line. So this video is making it. So I'm listening to spirit. This is the message that was supposed to come out. Awesome. I give thanks to the creator. I give thanks to my ancestors. I give thanks to the spirit within because this was supposed to come out for somebody. I don't know who, maybe for me, because most of these videos are from my experience as I am getting better from a stroke. So if at first you don't succeed, continue to try. Be patient and be patient and trust the process of healing. I got it done. I rerouted, did something different. And that's what we have to do. Anybody, that's what we have to do. Be open to listening to spirit. Be open to listening to your body. So, my name is Trazana Staples. I've had a stroke. I am a stroke survivor. I am a phoenix rising. Thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in. Have a most fantabulous week. Peace, love, and light.